hear from Vice President Kamala Harris. And she actually mentioned the large number of Americans who would have trouble paying for a cash emergency. $400, that's all they needed, was $400. Well, Madam Vice President, you're going to have to update your talking points. I heard what you had to say. It's gotten a lot worse. Now, the number that really say that they simply could never pay, just no matter what, they had no resources, they had nowhere to go, nowhere to turn, almost 20% of households. That's shocking. Think about that. Now, fewer say they could use a credit card and pay that off over time. And that's probably has something to do with the fact that we're starting to max out our cards as a nation. I think that that number, by the way, you're going to see that dwindle over time as they keep doing this poll. Now, there was an increase in the number of households that would have to sell something or resort to payday loans. That's scary stuff, man. That's like mafia kind of stuff, right? Meanwhile, according to Bankrate, 36% of adults have more credit card debt than they do total savings. Now, I see this economy, I see the economic, the social malaise. I think it's also impacting the way people invest in the stock market. Remember, we had the new investor revolution at the beginning of 2020. One of the things that we saw there, a lot of investors were handing cash over to active money managers, right? They say, you know what, we want to attack the stock market, forget about the so-called passive route. Well, there's a form of capitulation now because people are now saying, you know what, we're going to take the money back from the active manager, put it in with the passive, go for low fees and just take what we get. Fewer folks are trying to outperform the market. Listen, people actively managing their own account, it's not as scary. It's not like playing a lottery. If you actually manage your own account, still, we're kind of beaten down. Our spirits are getting broken. So this gets me back to the vice president. And with all due respect, she was speaking that particular day about this dire situation as if it was happening on someone else's watch. Now, according to the New York Times Siena poll, 65% of this nation thinks that we're heading in the wrong direction. The thing is, we need real organic growth, folks, and not gimmicks. I mean, you could throw trillions of dollars at this, and you can have a heck of a party, and we will feel rich, but we saw what it did. It triggered sky-high inflation. That's still high. It's still crushing families. In the meantime, you got the Federal Reserve trying to crush the economy. And by the way, if we're going to spend trillions of dollars in manufacturing and other pet projects that we've been talking about all so long, how about training Americans to get those jobs? Recently, Taiwan Semiconductor had to bring 500 workers over. They said they couldn't find them here. So it's a dire situation, but it can turn around. And of course, I hope it does soon, because to be quite frank with you, more folks are going to find themselves struggling. Again, we're going to get this report. They do this survey every single month, people struggling. And it's just heartbreaking, but it's also really telling how many people out there cannot find $400 in a pinch. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, we'll keep an eye on this market as well.